Arlynn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. Hang on one second. Chris was the last one to drive this car, and he's got the seatbelt up way high. And the mirror. Oh my goodness. Sorry. He is just about 1.5 inches or 2 inches taller than me, but I am short in the torso and he is tall in the torso, so we're always having to figure ourselves out once we get in the car after the other one has driven. But anyway, for those of you who saw my community post earlier in the week, I wanted to take a moment to thank you for all of your wonderful comments, your sentiments, your sweet words, your prayers, everything, you guys. Thank you so much. For those who didn't see my community post, you probably let you know what I said there, or you can take a peek at it if you want. I'm sorry, there's a deer, a wish, deer and a baby right there. Wish I could show you. Oh, they're so cute. Anyway, I had mentioned that I probably would not be back with a video this week. And I just remembered, well, I didn't remember this morning that I had a nail appointment, but I thought, well, why don't I try to do a car chit-chat just to give you something this week, because I honestly don't know what I'm going to have in the next few weeks coming up, because we do have Barb and Dawn coming into town in a couple of weeks. We've got furniture being delivered tomorrow. I'll tell you about that here in a second. And, you know, we're going to the kids' house to help work on the boys' bedrooms this weekend. So, you know, I have, as you guys have seen, a lot of people coming to our house, and we have been going places and traveling. But the one thing that kind of sent me for a loop this week, and why I have not been back for a video, is that Chris and I, Christin's bench, the bench, I'm not going to cry, you guys, I'm sorry, but I am struggling this week. I'm just going to tell you, I am struggling. My grief has come to the surface again, and it has been, you know, over, what is it, 8 months now since Christin has passed. And I know everybody always says, and I agree, that there's no time limit on grief, and there's no time limit when you've lost your child, let me tell you, you know. So this week has been difficult, not because it's been necessarily more sad or more anything like that, but we took the bench, and here's a picture of the bench. This is sitting in our garage. I haven't gotten a picture from the folks at school yet to see where they've placed the bench. They said something about outside the library, but I haven't gotten a picture. I know they're busy this week, you know, with the kids coming back to school soon here in Virginia, and they've got meetings and professional development, and you know, all the things. You teachers out there know exactly what I'm talking about when you're starting school again for the school year. Christin was always so busy for the month of August. But so the bench turned out to be gorgeous, you guys, absolutely gorgeous. And we are very happy with how that worked out. And we're so happy that we always choose kindness, you know, as the saying on the bench, and, you know, in loving memory of Miss Fun. So it turned out to be beautiful, and I'm so glad that we did that. But we did take it over to school on Tuesday, and the office started to fill up with some of her colleagues, you guys, and I finally was able to put some of the beautiful faces and handsome faces with their names that Christin had talked about through the years. I had met some of them, of course, because I would go in and help her do her classroom, and I did a wreath class one time. Actually, I taught a wreath class to them one year, how to make a wreath, you know, to some of the ladies in there. And, you know, so I knew some of them, but others I only knew by name. And it was so nice to meet them and to hug them and to get to hear their stories, you know, about Christin and how she affected their lives. And I have heard from more parents of students and throughout the week because I put up a post on Facebook about, us sharing or taking the bench, and the bench had come in. And so I've had some people friend me that were Christin's students' parents, and they talked about how they know some of them had their child she had their child in kindergarten and then again in 4th grade, and they were so stoked that their child that she got Christin again in 4th grade, So that was a very emotional day for me and for Chris, and it was also kind of the last thing that we had put into motion to honor Christin. Lord knows she will never be forgotten, and she will always be remembered so lovingly, of course by us, but by so many others. You guys, I can't even tell you the hundreds of messages that I've received as her mama, and just people just adored her. They just adored her, and she touched their lives so deeply, so meaningfully, and and with such grace. So many people had said how graceful she was. One lady talked about how they had it was like a Zoom call for the kindergarteners during COVID, and Christin was bound and determined to get her class on, she would teach, and she wrote all the parents, she taught them how to do Zoom or whatever it was, whatever platform she used. She taught them how to do it. She gave instructions. She had projects for the kids. She would read to the kids online. She was bound and determined to continue to teach her kids. These are when she was in kindergarten, her littles. So one parent told me about that. So many stories, you guys, so many stories. So after that day, and everything kept coming, and messages still come to me every day, you guys, every day, and I'm so grateful for every word. I'm so grateful for every word. Please don't think that I'm not. I have just had a lot come at me this week, and I just needed to take a minute. I just need to take a minute to breathe. And as you can tell, I'm still struggling a bit, but you guys, talk about graceful. You guys give me so much grace, and I appreciate it. And you guys have been awesome from the very first moment I told you that Christin had passed, and I just cannot get over the amazing amount of love, the tremendous amount of love, it's just, I can't even express it. I just don't have words, you guys. I just don't have words. So, but anyway, so we took, I've took a couple of, like all this week off until today, and I'm hoping if I can edit this right and I don't sound like a blithering idiot, that I'll be able to get something up for you either later today or tomorrow morning. I don't have anything to haul. I do have a couple of pieces of clothing that maybe I could come back and show you next week if I have a chance. But I really am not decorating, as I said, and so I'm really not, I don't have anything to haul. I've not been shopping except for furniture, which I'll tell you about in a second, but anyway, let me tell you about our weekend. For those of you who didn't see my community post, and I'll just put the collage pictures up here that I put in my community post. I don't want to take forever to edit this. I want to get this up. I'm getting my nails done today. That's why I'm driving myself. I'm following Chris to lunch right now. I believe we're going to Longhorn. I'm not even sure where we're going. I think we're going to Longhorn. But I do have a nail appointment after lunch, so I'll show you my nails too when we get done. They're about growing off the edge of my fingers. See how much they've grown out since I got them put on. It's been like 3.5 weeks, so I need to get them. I'm going to have them painted this time. Anyway, Dad came last Friday a week ago. He came, got here, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and brought a Costco lasagna with him and coleslaw from a restaurant called Dutch's Daughter from his town. Oh my word, it's my very favorite coleslaw of all time. I've had it my whole life for a long time, for many, many years, and it is stupendous. Oh my goodness, so creamy. I like creamy coleslaw. I'm not big on vinegary coleslaw. No offense to anybody who, likes their coleslaw more vinegary. I don't. I like it creamy, creamy, creamy. And so we had that for lunch. And then what we did was we got in the car and we went over to Culpeper, to Christin's school, to A.G. Richardson, to show Dad the little memorial garden that they have put up for Christin. They're right around their flagpoles. So we showed him that, and then it was very touched, to see that memorial garden. So we did that, and then we came back in the evening, and we just hung out and talked, and I showed him that book that the Christin's colleagues had brought over for us, that, the students and past students, past teachers, past colleagues and current colleagues had written in, to tell all their stories. I told you and showed you that book and told you about that book. So Dad read that cover to cover, and we just chatted and had a big time. Then the next day, Saturday, Sean, Candace, and Maverick came and spent the weekend, and we had a big time. Candace dresses Maverick. He's like a little GQ kid. I'm telling you, he is the cutest little booger on the planet, I think. Of course, he's my grandson, so I'm going to say that, but she had him in a nice little Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses and his hair all slicked back, so cute. And man, oh man, he ran in. Where's Grandpa? Speaking about my dad, of course, he had greeted Chris and I in the driveway, and we took these pictures and everything. And there's Sean. He looks like he's about 8 feet tall. He's not. He is like 6'2" or 6'3". He's very tall. But Chris and I look like Chris is like 5'9", and I'm like about 5'8". And I used to be 5'8.5". I'm not that anymore. I've shrunk. So I'm more like 5'7.5" now. Even 5'7" probably. But anyway, we are not short people, and he looks like, he's a giant in that picture, and he's not that tall, but he's a big guy. He's a big buff guy, but anyway, that's Sean, and he said I could show his picture, so there you go. And so after we got, greeted them in the driveway, helped them carry their stuff in, Maverick took a beeline. Dad was sitting in the blue chair in my family room, and he made a beeline to his grandpa. They have such a sweet relationship, my dad and Maverick. And my dad always sits, let me tell you a quick story here. My dad always sits in the, at the end of the table up by my desk when we eat dinners and stuff, and if anybody dares, when Dad's not at the house, if anybody dares to sit in that chair, Maverick says, "You can't sit there. That's Grandpa's seat. You can't sit there. Grandpa has to sit there." And he's really cute, and he's just, nobody can sit in the blue chair, nobody can sit in Grandpa's chair at the dinner table, so anyway, they had a big old, sweet time with one another there when they first greeted one another. And I got this great picture of the two of them. Oh my goodness. All of these pictures are to cherish. I am such a stickler for taking pictures, you guys, and I highly encourage you, if you are not in the habit of taking pictures of your family when you get together, do that. Take your phone. Now, we all have smartphones except for my dad. My dad doesn't have a smartphone. But most of us have smartphones now, and you can click off a couple of pictures and tuck them away, and so you can pull them out and remember and have those sweet memories again, So anyway, we pretty much went out to the pool and started swimming, and Maverick was like, he's like a little fish. He is under the water holding his breath, doing back flips, doing front flips. He still wears his swimmers or floaties or whatever those things are called on his arms, because he can't really quite swim by himself yet, but he still is just like putting his face in, blowing bubbles, holding his breath. jumping in from the side, jumping in from the ladder, or being thrown in the air by Chris and Sean. Loving it, loving every second of it, loving every second of it. He is like fearless. He is fearless and loves the water. So, sorry, this guy tried to pull over in front of me. And Chris is right in front of me. I don't know what he was trying to do in his big old SUV there, trying to run me on my little Sonata off the road. Anyways, people, I tell you, drivers around here, I was right on Chris's tail, and he's trying to get between us. Anyway, sorry, rude. I cannot stand rude drivers. I'm just minding my own business, driving right behind Chris. Anyway, regardless, so we swam, and then we had a cookout, and all we had on the cookout was I didn't cook anything special. Chris didn't cook any special. We didn't cook kielbasa. We cooked turkey kielbasa, which was a good something good for me to eat with the turkey kielbasa. Dad brought these Hebrew, I think he said they were Hebrew. I didn't see the package, you guys. Hot dogs. They were like foot-long hot dogs. Delicious. All beef. Delicious. Oh my goodness, I did have one of those. So we had the hot dogs and kielbasa. We had sauteed onions. We did saute up some onions. Oh, yum, yum. We had baked beans and potato salad. And then we had pound cake for dessert with macerated strawberries and Cool Whip. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. The pound cake was gone. It was gone by the end of the weekend. So we had a big time swimming and just had a nice dinner. And then we had a nice evening. We were watching TV and talking and laughing, and you know, it was just wonderful family time. You know, it was just wonderful family time. So my dad left Sunday morning around 10 or 10:30, and the kids, we went back out to the pool with the kids, and they left sometime in the afternoon, and it was a wonderful time. It was a wonderful time. So then Tuesday we went to the school to give the bench, and then yesterday, I guess I'll tell you about this too. We went to Powell's Furniture, which is a local furniture company that we have been going to for years and years and years here in our town. And we always go back there. We did go to other places and look around. I am hot. I'm turning my air conditioning down here. And if you see my hair blowing or whatever, it's because I'm like hot. So we are looking for new family room furniture. We were looking for new family room furniture. My chair is thread worn, you guys, absolutely thread worn, where I sit all the time in my recliner, and then Chris sits on one end of the couch, and it is in bad shape, and the other blue chair is in terrible shape. It's thread worn too. So it was time. It's time for new furniture. I don't buy new furniture unless I need it. You know, it's not like we just get a big whim and go out and buy furniture. But we need it. So off to the furniture store we went, and I actually ended up buying a sectional, you guys. And I'll show it to you next week. It's being delivered Saturday tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. So I will show you a picture of it. We bought a cream colored, or I can't remember whether it said it's oyster colored or cream colored, light colored leather, faux leather sectional. So I'll show you that when it comes in. And we bought a real leather blue leather chair, and that's what we bought to go. So it is going to look different in my family room, but I'm going to tell you one thing, you guys. I never have enough places for everybody to sit. I just don't. You know, our family is growing, as you know, with Sean and his two boys, and they are, you know, and they come a lot. You know, all the kids, they come a lot. So when I have everybody there with my dad and everything, it's just too much. It's just too much. You know, I just have too many people. We're having to bring in chairs or from the kitchen table, or we're having to bring chairs from another place. And I have a big enough family room where I can, you know, definitely put up a sectional, you know, I hope. Anyway, we'll see, you know. And I was talking to Stacy about this. I'm like, Stacy, Stacy is my first cousin, for those of you who don't know, who was on my channel, you know, a few weeks back. I said, I just don't know. I said, because it's gonna cut off one, like, you can walk around our couch right now and go out of the, you know, walk through the family room 2 different directions. And I just don't know, I'm going to have to cut off one of the directions, and it's going to have to be the staircase side, you know, where it's going to turn and go down that wall and then across the room. So we'll see. And I feel very sure that I will be able to get it to work and look nice in there. And then I'm going to have enough places for everybody to sit when everybody comes by, you know. And that's important to me, to be able to have everybody be able to sit in the room and have everybody congregate together, you know. So that was important for me to get. I've been wanting a sectional in there for years and years, and I've hesitated before because I didn't want to take up I didn't want to fill up the room with furniture, you know. I wanted other places for decor. But you know what, there's times in our lives when it's more important to accommodate where people can sit than it is to my decorating so much, you know. Now, I'm still going to be able to put my tree up where I put it every year for Christmas, and be able to decorate and put the throws and pillows and whatever to bring the sectional into the seasons, you know. But anyway, we'll see it when I get in. So anyway, all right, you guys, we're almost at Longhorn. It has been a harrowing trip over here with all this traffic. It's terrible. I don't know what the heck is going on in Fredericksburg today, but it is heavy traffic and mean-spirited people out here on the road. I've had a couple pull in front of me and try to knock me off the road the one time, and my goodness. So anyway, I will come back either on my way over to get my nails done or after I get my nails done and show you the end result, and we'll do a little bit more chit-chatting and whatever, and we'll end this one. So thank you guys again for giving me grace and for allowing me to talk through my grief. Believe it or not, having my YouTube channel has been a help to me. You guys are such a light in my life. All of you are such a light in my life, and I appreciate every single one of you. So anyway, all right, I'm going to hush, and I will see y'all in a minute. It'll be just like a snap of the fingers for y'all. Be back. Okie dokie, everybody. Here I am. I am finished with lunch and getting my nails done. And this is what Van did for me today. Look. Van is my little... Let me wait till I stop up here at the light, and I'll give you a better look. She's my wonderful nail technician, and I am telling you, or nail stylist, I should really say. She is absolutely phenomenal. She is the owner of Glitter Nails here in Fredericksburg. And if there's anybody around here that needs a really good nail place to go, I highly recommend this establishment, and I highly recommend Van. Only thing is, you need to call and make an appointment. Glitter Nails. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. And here we go. This is them. Aren't they pretty? You have a little bit of glitter on them, and they're just stunning. I love that color. That pink is so pretty. Nice and summery and bright. So pretty, so pretty. So I'm finished. And then Monday, actually, I go to get my hair did. So I'm not sure. I might come back with another Car Chit-Chat on Monday just to show you how the furniture looks in place. How about that? And do a little chit-chat. And if y'all have any questions, you're welcome to ask me. I'd be more than happy to answer pretty much everything. If you don't see me answer, you'll know that it's not something that I am willing, or my family is willing for me to talk about. It just depends on, the subject. I'm pretty much an open book for you guys, but there are things in everybody's life that they don't want, for the world literally to necessarily hear, So, but anyway, I've had a pretty good day today. I still struggle, you guys. I still struggle. Poor Van was in there, and I got to daydreaming and thinking, and sometimes my thoughts can overtake me. And she went, Miss Arlynn, put your hand in. I had to put my hand in the heater, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The light to dry my nail polish. I said, Van, I am so sorry. I said, I'm, out to lunch here. Just tap me on the shoulder and say, hey. She says, I did. And she said, I understand. She's so sweet, so. But anyway, I guess that's it. Chris went on home. He's probably out at the pool, which is where I probably will edit this and try to get this up for you guys this week. And as I said, I'm not sure. I may come back Monday or Tuesday with a little Car Chit-Chat, because I do have a hair appointment, like I said, on Monday. And, we'll go from there, you guys. And like I said, Barb and Dawn are coming. I believe it's the 19th So I'm keeping my patriotic decor in place until after they leave. I promised that I would keep the patriotic decor in place for them so they could see it decorated as such. They've never seen it decorated like that before. So I promised I would do that. So I'll do that. And then after they go, we may do a few fall, maybe the mantle and the hearth and maybe a couple other centerpieces for fall. I'm not doing an all-out thing for fall because I'm actually going to be probably starting decorating for Christmas in October, you guys, this year. And I know it's early, and no, I'm not rushing this season. It's just that we have traveling coming up, and I'm the host of our home is the host of the big family to do this year. So I need to get my decorating. I want it to be as good as I can do, as good as I can muster this year, you guys. And thank goodness I haven't lost my mojo as far as my decorating passion goes. I'm still very passionate with decorating. I just struggling, I have to admit I'm struggling through this grief. It is a hard road to walk, let me tell you guys. And I didn't think 8 months later that I would still be having days or weeks like this, but I am, and I just have to kind of ride the wave through it as gracefully as I can and do what I can. And I appreciate every single one of you. If you've noticed, I've stopped asking for subscribers. I'm not going to be worried about that. I'm not going to be worried about, for those who would like to subscribe, of course, I always welcome anyone in so that I can hopefully give you a good word or a little laugh or something, or maybe you might like something I do with my decorating, everybody's always welcome. It's just, I'm not going to make that a priority to ask anymore. I'm just not. I think my channel is gone is pretty much as big as it's going to go, and that's okay. That's okay. I love all of you guys so much. So feel free to subscribe if you want to. I don't want to make everybody think I don't care, because I do care. I do absolutely care, but there are so many more things in this life to worry about than how many subscribers I have. It seems almost petty of me to ask. Isn't that awful? It's just, everything pales in comparison, So anyway, alrighty, you guys, I'm headed home, and like I say, I'll sit right down at my computer and go ahead and do some editing. It shouldn't take me too long. Sometimes when I talk about things and I go through, if I go through our family get-togethers or whatever, that I have to put up picture, and in editing, that's very difficult. Oh, people have asked me, by the way, what I edit with, and I honestly use iMovie, which is I used to use a Final Cut Pro, but I find it easier just to use iMovie. I love it. I only use YouTube music that is free and royalty free from YouTube. I don't buy my music. I just use what I can from YouTube that they offer royalty free. So some of you have asked me though my program, and that's what I use. And thank you for those of you who said that you like how I edit my videos, and that I leave my pictures in place so that you can really take a peek at them and know what I'm doing, and I look at the camera and all the things that you guys say to me in comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's harder for me to look at you in the eye in my car here because I've obviously got to drive, but I do like to make eye contact with you, and thank you for all your kind words about my editing, about my style of my videos, that I'm a genuine person, and I am. What you see is what you get. Lord knows what you see is what you get, warts and all. So I appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate all of you guys sticking with me who have throughout these many years. I've been on YouTube since 2016, and I thank you guys for sticking with me so very much. Anyway, it is 95 degrees out here in Virginia today, and with the humidity, it's probably 115. Who knows? It's hot. It's really hot. So before my phone shuts off, because it's in the sun and it's up there and it overheats, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my final words and say thank you guys so much for stopping in here today. For those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness, chronic pain, or have suffered a great loss like Chris and I have, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all of that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.